So in this module, I'm just going to talk you through how you can produce like a couple of weeks worth of content. So it's going to be 10 different posts for LinkedIn, which are going to be generated through AI. We're going to use a few different LLMs, improve a prompt, which we're going to use ChatGPT for. Then we're going to do the writing in Claude. And then we're going to produce some images using 2 other AI models, which I'm going to talk you through in terms of generating really good AI images. So be able to do a couple of weeks worth of content, and then we're going to schedule it all in LinkedIn. I'll show you how to do that. And so you've got literally 2 weeks worth of content. You can just knock this up in a couple of hours, really. Get it done on a Sunday, and then your full 2 weeks is covered with just probably, it might take you an hour. So yeah, let's dig into it now. If you don't know me, my name is Dan Reddish. I've been helping financial service firms and advisors scale their businesses with AI and digital marketing for the past 6 years now. And we've had some really good results through the services that I've offered. And all these methods is exactly how I generate my business, which have helped me scale my business to 6 figures in a pretty short space of time. So step 1 of this process then, so there's going to be like 4 different steps. Step 1 is to optimize your prompt. So this is what we're going to use to do that. When I say optimize your prompt, I mean just improve the quality of it. It's all about the prompting with AI. You can give a really rudimentary basic prompt and get a pretty basic response from AI, or you can give it a really nuanced, detailed prompt, which you'll get a lot better response from. So this is what I'm going to show you now. It's called a custom GPT, which is just what somebody built to train a GPT purely on one specific use case. And this is one by a guy called Ruben Hassad, who's produced this custom GPT to purely improve prompts. So I've already got it saved here, but how you'd access that is you go in, when you're into ChatGPT, you go into GPTs there, go into Explore, search, and you can just, it's come up there, but you can just search prompt maker. And it's the first one that comes up there by Ruben Hassad, so just press into that. Press start chat. And so as I say, the best model to use is ChatGPT 5 thinking. So you can change the models in here, but we want to, this is where you change it. So yeah, it's already on 5 thinking for me, but if it's not, just make sure it is on 5 thinking for this. And so what we say here is improve this prompt, and then I'll put the basic prompt. So the basic prompt is provide 5 niche-wide topics to cover in my content and create LinkedIn posts for each. I've attached my LinkedIn profile data for context on my offer and niche. So this is where you would, because obviously that is going to be quite difficult for it to produce content when it doesn't know context of who you are, what you do, who you help, and your niche and your offer. So what we'd do to give it that context is, if we go to LinkedIn, and I'll just do it for one of my clients I'm working with, so Chris. So what we'll do is you click on more and save to PDF. So what that does is it downloads all profile data. This is Chris's data off his LinkedIn profile. So it's because we've already obviously optimized Chris's profile. It's got exactly what he does, who he helps, and how he helps them. So we then upload that by pressing the plus button, upload files and photos, select the file, and yeah, press go. So if you're in financial services and you want access to all these prompts and things, I've got all housed in a school platform where there's tutorials like this, going into more details on the full strategy that we employ to generate an extra 3 high-value, high-net-worth appointments consistently per week and buyback. time by showing you these different AI tools and the community element there as well with other firms and advisors. If you want access to that, just comment below and I'll sort you with that and get you one for free. So this is the prompts that it's come up with. I'll not read through it all, but as you can see there, it's saying act like a senior content strategist and LinkedIn copywriting specialist, specializing in financial protection for UK military personnel. So it knows the context. I'll not read it all, but it goes through there. As you can see, it's quite detailed. It's actual post, the structure there, and the hook, content, value, in a case or example, call to action. So it's got all that in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy that and then use another model for actually writing the content and coming up with the content. So for this next step of the process, then we're going to take that prompt from ChatGPT and plug it into Claude, which is another LLM, large language model, similar to ChatGPT, but I found it is better for writing. So we use Claude for this, we pasted it in, and it's come up with all the content strategy for Chris. So it's got obviously the pillars there, the 5 pillars. So it's protection that Chris offers. So, and it's for his military niche. So the 5 are there, and then it's come up with posts here as well. So that's the first post, second one, third, and as you see, the writing is really good because we have obviously prompted it in the right way to act like a seasoned copywriter. Who, when I say copywriter, they're people that create really crafted copy that converts and actually leads people to take the next step. We've got a full module on Claude and copywriting in the classroom section in the school platform. So yeah, it's come up with all this. So what we can then do is, because obviously that is just text only, but if we just take the first post, we're going to create an image. Obviously, what you can do as well is, just before you do, just go through it and just make sure it is kind of in your wording and it's in your language and it sounds right and congruent with the words that you'd say. Because sometimes, obviously, this doesn't so much, but some AI it really just shows that it's AI and it sounds a bit American, some of it. But just make sure it is all on point and it's all factual because it can make mistakes. So what we're going to use for this is Napkin. So Napkin says it produces visuals. Again, we've got a full tutorial on Napkin in the modules in the classroom section. So if you've not got an account, you just set up an account. So when you're logged in, when you're actually into Napkin, you just click New Napkin and then Blank Napkin. Then what we're doing is just pasting in the text from the post that it gave us, that Claude gave us. And then you can either just grab it, because this is going to create an image based on, obviously, the text. So you can even, if you just want to create the image based on just part of the text, you can just select part of the text. Or if you want the whole thing, you just select the whole thing. And when it's selected, you just press this generate visuals button. And then this will create all these different styles of options. And then if you find one that you like, you can go into styles and that'll create more variations of it. And you can have your own branding put in, like the fonts that I've been using and the colors. So you could do that, pick one that you like. And then again, once you pick one that you like, you can then go into it further and change things like the font. You can change the colors on it. Let's change the colors there. So yeah, you can manipulate that how you like. And then also, if you want to add a logo, for example, press upload. So you can have the logo in there. Make it smaller. And once you've got it to how you like it, you just press down the export button there, and that'll download it as a PNG. So just download that. And then so you've got one piece of content there. You've got an image and obviously the crafted copy to go with it. So that's one AI tool that we use to create those different styles of images. So they are more kind of diagrams and kind of infographics, if you like. So now what we're going to use is another model, which is called Leonardo. So we just go to Leonardo.ai, launch app, set up an account there. You do get some free credits, so it can be used for free. As you can see, it creates nice looking images and videos and things. So shows some of the images that I've created here. Obviously, you can upload a picture of yourself, and train a model on it. Which again, there's a tutorial in the modules on how to do that. Great images, professional looking images, videos, all sorts in here. So what we're going to do is get Claude to produce a prompt for Leonardo. So this is what I've done here. So what I've done there is I've said, please create an image prompt for Leonardo AI for content pillar number 2. So then it's produced we used the shorter version, cinematic split image, left British military officer in uniform, military base, right, same person in business suit in modern office building. So I'll not read through it all, but we just copy that prompt, take it to Leonardo. And so I'm just go back home, show from the start. So we'll go into image at the top and just paste prompt and press generate. So you can change the dimensions here. So if it's for social media, generally 1x1 is best, which is the square. You can also change the number of images that it's going to produce. Obviously, the less you see, it's 50 credits that's costing. Obviously, the less images you do, it's like 10 each. So we'll go with 4 and then click generate. So these are the images. I think that one's probably the best. Obviously, that's going to appeal to Chris's market. And change the model that it uses here as well. Nano Banana is a good one. But yeah, so all you do there, once you're happy with that, so you can go back to it and say if you want to change it, how you want to change it, and then download the image. So now we've got 2 pieces of content, but what you do is you just go through each piece of content and create a different image for each piece of content. And then, because that's 5 pieces of content, and then all you do is to create another 5, just say to Claude, please create 3 of each content pillar. So we're still talking about the same thing, just in a different context, a different way. So again, it's just producing a variation of each model. So you just repeat that process. Say it probably take you an hour or 2 max to do this, to create those 10 pieces of content. But say that's 5 days per week, suppose Monday to Friday for 2 weeks, and you've got 2 weeks worth of full content created in 5 hours. And then with LinkedIn, what you can also do, say for example, if you want to sit and do this on a Sunday, then you've covered for the next 2 weeks in terms of your content. You don't just think about it then. And like I say, you can schedule it all out. So schedule, you just go to post, post the content. So if I was adding the media, so let's go with the Leonardo one. So post that and then post the copy the post. Again, you'd just before you do post this, just make sure it's all correct and it's in your tone. So just post the text, and it's always good. A good tip as well is first 3 lines are the most important. So don't put any kind of the white space between the first 3 lines, because in the feeds that's all that shows, and then you have to press see more to see the rest. So that first line, the first 3 lines even needs to be the most important part of it. And then after the first 3 lines, just put some white space in here. And just be careful, like I say, because it does go, it's like loan officer, so that's like an American term. So just like I said, you just need to make sure that it is all correct. Obviously, I'm just quickly scanning through this, but so once you've done all the white space and you've got it looking good, you press that schedule for later, schedule the time and the date, and yeah, just repeat that process through for all the pieces of content that you produced. So yeah, if anybody's got any questions on that, just post below. Thank you for